Oh boy, the Democratic Party really loves black people. Those Democrats really get them. They really see to their needs, don't they? Not like the evil crackers and Uncle Toms over at the Republicans' boat. Every big city where there's a big population of blacks has a Democrat mayor, and they really care about them and their needs. Like welfare, the kind of giving to those who need it, or more likely, just suck it up like a tender breast while disparaging the fact that they have no disability that keeps them from working and enforces into their mindsets a sort of entitlement mentality, whereas if said welfare is not given, they go ratchet and throw a big hissy fit. And also the gun control. Yes, the sweet, savory gun control that takes guns out of the hands of those evil racists, as well as responsible black citizens, leaving them easy pickings for gangs that get their guns off the black market and are untraceable to authorities. Nothing says, "I love you black people," like a weeping mother picking a plot to bury her son or daughter after they didn't walk home from school fast enough when they heard gunshots. And when it's election time, those lovable Democrats love to get out to those cities and greet the ebony-skinned masses, telling them they're on their side. And all that time and energy spent on telling them that Democrats are the only ones that can help them, that they, as a people, are perpetually oppressed, and that they need more stuff to ease the pain of their ancestors, and that Republicans hate them and are all about that KKK and Hitler jazz. You would think that the Democrats want blacks to succeed, right? To be proud of themselves and their accomplishments, to not dwell on the past and instead look to the future with optimism in their hearts? Like, if a black man wished to opt out of the iconic Democrat love in the big city ghettos and instead try something new, like the Republican Party, because he likes to think for himself? Nope, no dice. Even if one black person dares to venture off the plantation of inclusion and tolerance, they get familiar with the terms Uncle Tom, coon, race traitor, and self-loathing. There are two black individuals whom I'll address in this video who've caused quite an uproar by not buying into Democrat oral bullshit. Rap superstar and entrepreneur Kanye West recently made this tweet that he liked the way Candace Owens thinks. Candace Owens, a black conservative on YouTube and Twitter, has a significant following, love her or hate her, and she in no way buys into the Democrats' indoctrination and materialistic enslavement of the blacks of America. Oh no, the story doesn't end there, lads. Kanye also tweeted that the mob can't make him not love Trump, that he and Trump had dragon energy. Dragon energy! I like that! I feel a meme cooking in the bowels of 4chan, and it's going to be a real doozy. But in all seriousness, Kanye has never been one to follow the indoctrination, both in politics and pop culture, and he has been a harsh critic of it. He may have his quirks and faults, but he's a free-thinking individual, and he's quite honest about it. Candace Owens is but one of the few outspoken voices of black conservatism in the country, and she is not afraid to stand up for what she believes in, even willing to go to war with the MSM and the Democratic Party itself. Understandably, this ruffles the feathers of left-wingers. While they're up in arms to metastasize their blue wave in the upcoming state and city elections, they get blindsided by free thinkers. They know that they can't afford that type of attack on their grip of power, so they do what they do best. Ad hominem assaults and straw man offensives to keep the servile blacks in line on the plantation. Take John Legend, for example. He says, "I love that great, brilliant artists have the power to imagine a better future, but artists can't be blind to the truth." The truth? You want the truth, Johnny? The truth is that the Ku Klux Klan was founded by a Confederate general, Nathan Bedford Forrest. And what was he? A Democrat! Back in the 1860s, when the Civil War was raging across the country, it was the Democrats who were against freeing the slaves. The domineering political party in the South was the Democratic Party, and it was their ideals and mentality that fostered the secessionist movement and their desire to keep blacks in slavery. And that's just the foundation. Up until the 1950s, Democrats were the dominant party in that region, and it was their policies that allowed for Jim Crow to be a thing. And it was Democrats who, during the Civil Rights era, sought to filibuster the bill that will become, the Civil Rights Act. That's the cold, hard truth, Johnny boy. What sort of truth do you stand for? Living it up in a multi-million-dollar mansion and going on musical tours that rake in millions more, while you care not one whit for your fellow blacks who languish and die in their ghettos? What a pity. John Legend's blatant attempt at virtue signaling is quite a handsome example of the kind of liberal plantation lunacy I'm going on about. Kanye West spoke his mind, and legend lambasted him for it, completely disregarding the black collectivist mentality. Oh, and now that I've made mention of it, the fact that they proudly flaunt that kind of collectiveness and disregard it whenever they need to lambast so-called Uncle Toms is just the kind of shitty, slimy, two-faced bullshit that Evan hates with every fiber of his being. And it seems me too. I can see why Candace Owens wishes to fight this perceived victimhood of blacks, and any sane, rational person who cares about this country would. Don't get me wrong, we do here as well. But for our black audience, and any black who comes across this video, if you're the kind of person who takes pride in that kind of victimhood, and takes joy in persecuting your fellow brother or sister who wants to be a free thinker, then shut the fuck up! This channel is not a hog zone, brah. None of our videos are monetized, and we already have a community guidelines strike from our Tide Pod video. We got nothing to lose here at Prefecture 15. The lamestream media, those smug, self-satisfied, banana-cramming pieces of steaming horse shit, were so very eager to drag Candace's name through the mud, and they were so eager to lambast Yeezy. But Fox News was, at the very least, moderate enough to give Candace an interview on Fox and Friends, where she denounced criticism of her image by Clinton's anal funnel, CNN. I have faith that Candace's message will resonate because, as Paul Joseph Watson stated, the average age of CNN's viewers is in the mid-60s. Kanye certainly appeals to a much younger demographic, and so does Candace. This kind of building an honest narrative for young Americans like us will go a long way, and it will bring us long-term benefits one can only imagine. And let's not be afraid to hold the Democratic Party to its own foul play, as well as the MSM and the brain-dead liberal plantation welfare jockeys who shit on the face of Uncle Sam on the daily. The Black Caucus of Congress, black pop culture icons, black political activists in both academia and the political arena, it makes little difference. They all tout the plantation, and they need to be shown their place. What astounds me is that for all the ghetto lifestyles talk about being ratchet and manly, they can't do that outside their comfort zone. That comfort zone being the plantation. You can only be black by being on the plantation, a slave to the Democrat political machine. A sort of chainless slavery, if you will. It's as if the Emancipation Proclamation was never signed. It's both sickening and disheartening. I mean, I can't help but feel sorry for them. First the Arab slave trade, then slavery in the U.S., then Jim Crow, and now they're willingly giving themselves over to a chainless slavery and demonizing those who don't want that kind of life. I mean, that's just sad. Allow me to clarify for a moment. Candace admitted on Fox News that she and Kanye would disagree on a lot of things, but they would celebrate their ability to disagree. Conservative think tanks are not groupthink echo chambers, but the common goal is the polar opposite of that of the left wing. If a black conservative steps up to that kind of debate and discussion, he or she doesn't have to agree with every idea that's thrown out there, but they can agree on disagreeing. That is exactly the kind of thing black Americans need right now. To get them up and out of their victimhood and to have pride in themselves, to do away with the past and look to the future. You may not like Candace Owens or Kanye West, believe me, they are not spring chickens, but their free thinking has potential to be the catalyst to start an ideological revolution. This is an exciting time to be alive, lads, and this kind of start can do a serious number on the plantation or do away with it altogether. But that is up to black America. Will they step up, or will it be time to bury another brother?